Josh talks the talk, but more importantly, and this begs repeating, I guess now for a third time, he walks the walk. At PIM Brands, we believe that by working together, we can continue to create jobs, foster innovation, and contribute to the economy and growth of our state. Our company has always been committed to giving back. From fighting to end food insecurity to funding research for cures for cancer, we're proud to support initiatives that align with our values and our goals. Congressman Gottheimer, his dedication to bipartisanship and ability to bring people together to find common ground is something we greatly admire. In today's polarized political climate, it's refreshing to see a leader who's prioritizing collaboration and seeks to build bridges. As we look to the future, we are excited about the possibilities that lie ahead for New Jersey, and with leaders like Josh Gottheimer who are deeply invested in the well-being of our state, we're confident we can overcome challenges and seize opportunities. Once again, thank you, Congressman, for being here. We appreciate your unwavering support and dedication to making New Jersey a better place for all its residents. We look forward to continuing our partnership and working together to achieve our shared goals. Will you please now join me in welcoming our own Congressman and candidate for governor, Josh Gottheimer.
Thank you, PIM Brands. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Michael, thank you so much for having us here today. Mayor, thank you for always welcoming me to Park Ridge with such open arms, for your leadership in labor. You're next to another great electrician who does an amazing job, who's a labor leader and a great commissioner, Tom Sullivan, who's an amazing friend like Keith, and leads like no one else in making sure we create jobs and opportunity for the community, and does a phenomenal job. And I do want to thank Commander Williams for just being a great friend over the years, and for being here today, and for all you do, and for your service to our great country. We are really grateful to you. Thank you so much for continuing to lead when you came home, never missing a day of service. Thank you so much. I do also want to thank Bhavna and Lauren. Thank you so much for your leadership here as well. I'm very grateful. And I know Senator Johnson is supposed to be here in a few minutes, so if he walks in, I want to acknowledge him right now. And I know the mayor, the councilman of Edison, Richard Brescher, is here as well. Councilman, thank you so much for being here. And Tammy Williams, who's former West Orange councilwoman, is also here. I'm very grateful so much for your leadership as well. Thank you so much for being here. PIM is a great Jersey company, and I want to thank them and the 1,200 workers PIM employs in our great state, including the 300 you've added just in the last few years, as you've continued to expand here in New Jersey. PIM not only makes chocolate-covered raisins, as you know, and Welch's fruit snacks, if you couldn't see the subtle plug here, but they are now manufacturing gummy vitamins and other medicines here and around the world. It's a great entrepreneurial story. Michael undersells it. He founded PIM in his dorm room, I think at GW, right? American. And he's done nothing but continue to grow and grow and grow and add jobs and economic opportunity for our state and our country. One thing Michael has told me over and over again, that he wants to keep growing in New Jersey and adding jobs in Jersey. He says he loves it here, as we all do, but as he says, it's expensive, not just for his business, but for many of his workers, whether they're here or in his factories. They just can't afford the taxes and their rent and housing and childcare and utility bills and other costs of living. Unfortunately, that's not the first time I've heard that concern over the years, and it's only gotten louder. Since November, after announcing my candidacy for governor, I visited with families and diners in nearly all 21 counties in our state, and I'll tell you, almost to a person, almost to a booth, I've heard the same thing over and over again. I love Jersey, but it's just too damn expensive. I just can't afford it. Can you help me? Can you do something about it? To the moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas I've met, and all the young people, and to the rest of the folks across our great state, the answer is a resounding yes. Help is on the way. We must make New Jersey more affordable. And when I'm governor, we will. Cutting taxes and cutting costs will be my number one urgent priority. I will be the lower taxes, lower costs governor. I will lower costs and lower taxes by cutting property taxes, providing a rebate to renters, lowering income taxes for middle-class families, and giving extra help to our seniors. I'm a problem solver. Taxes are killing our families. I will take that problem on, lower taxes and make Jersey more affordable. I'll do this not just because our families deserve it and need it, but because it's also key to our state's long-term success, to our job and economic growth, to our ability to invest in New Jersey and to provide the best services to our families. And it's just common sense. Because here's the reality. If we don't make life more affordable for our families, recent grads and seniors, and for our workforce and our job creators, we will keep losing our people, our jobs, taxpayers, and tax dollars. In fact, between 2022 and 2023, our state lost nearly 500,000 people. The data just out this month calls us the #1 out-migration state in the entire country. It's for the 7th year in a row. We keep bleeding out people and jobs. Why? Because the taxes are too high. That's the #1 reason people cite. I mean, even Massachusetts has lower taxes than Jersey. It's outrageous. To boot, over the last decade, we lost 1/3 of our public companies. These are good-paying jobs, really good-paying jobs. And when they leave, people leave. And we lose the tax dollars to invest in our schools and our roads, in childcare, and in school meals. That's a devastating long-term formula for our state, and I'm going to change it. We have the highest property taxes in the country and some of the highest income taxes. In Monmouth County, as of 2023, the average property tax was $10,590. This is average, right? Plenty higher. In Bergen, it was $12,856. In Essex, it was $13,448. In Middlesex, it was $9,058. And when you add to that all the other costs, from rent to health insurance, to utility and food bills, to auto insurance and child care, which, by the way, in New Jersey is the second highest in the country, you can understand why people feel like they're getting crushed. And it's why they're leaving our state. We got to turn that around. And as we hear often, business owners, too many of them don't want to move to Jersey. They don't want to bring their jobs here or start a business here because we have those highest business taxes in the nation and a notorious bureaucracy that makes it tough for them to operate, grow, and create jobs. Yet, even as we're losing people and jobs, our state budget is up 46% since fiscal year 2019. 46%. And that doesn't include any money for COVID. Do you feel like you're getting 46% more value for what you pay in taxes? We can change this. As governor, I'll lower your taxes, run government more efficiently, and make life more affordable. We don't need higher taxes to pay for more government spending. We need lower taxes, higher growth, and better, smarter government spending. Today, I'll be laying out my tax cut plan for Jersey, including steps I'll take as governor to lower your property taxes and rent, to cut income taxes for middle-class families, to lower taxes for our seniors, and to attract more jobs. And I'll be telling you, which I think is the most important, how I'm going to pay for it. I'll be announcing my cost-cutting plan in a few weeks, which will take on other issues like childcare and utility prices. Today, I want to talk about the tax cuts. Everything in my tax cut plan is paid for, with room to deal with our state's structural deficit and the ability to continue making our pension payments. So first, as governor, I will cut your property taxes across the board by nearly 15%. That will save homeowners thousands of dollars a year and help families move to and stay in Jersey. And it's not just homeowners who can't afford the cost of housing, it's also renters. There's plenty of them. But the cost of renting in Jersey is up 33% over the last 5 years for the 1.2 million Jersey families that don't own their own homes. I want to make sure that the cost of putting a roof over your family's head comes down for every Jersey family. That's why, for all those renters, as part of my tax cut plan, I'm announcing a new $500 a year renter rebate that you'll get automatically on your income taxes. This will especially help those just entering the workforce, families who can't afford to buy, and seniors looking to downsize. Now, to get housing prices down, we also need to build more housing that's affordable. We just haven't built enough to keep up with demand, and that's impacted prices and our ability to grow. That includes starter and workforce housing for recent grads and younger buyers, and senior housing for our retirees, and for those kids who've left the house, and for those families who have kids who've left the house. We need to make sure we look out for them and give them a more affordable option. When demand outstrips supply, costs go up. We know that, and that's exactly where we are right now. Jersey needs to add more than 200,000 housing units to fix our current shortage. 200,000 housing units. That's how far behind we are, right? What's that mean? It means prices go up. And I'll work to cut red tape that gets in the way of building more homes that are affordable, especially those near mass transit and in abandoned office parks. We also need to grow our state. That's a key part of this equation as well. You need to grow. If we keep losing people and shrinking, it gets harder and harder. If we keep losing people in jobs, and those stats I mentioned are killing us, that also means we have less tax revenue. If we grow, we'll have more resources to invest in our state and people and in the programs we care about. So we're going to grow our economy in two ways. First, we need to actually get new families and jobs to move to Jersey. But with the highest property taxes in the nation and high income taxes and reams of red tape, that can be a hard sell. So we got to do more there. So that's why as part of my tax cut plan, I'm announcing new incentives for families and businesses that come to Jersey and help reboot our state. If you move to Jersey and stay here, we'll match your property taxes from where you came from with my Move to Jersey tax credit. So if you're paying 0.91% to live in Florida on your property taxes, we're going to match it. New Jersey will become the first, thank you. I want to say this again, right? We will be a property tax neutral state. You get that for 5 years. We'll match it. New Jersey will become the first property tax neutral state, and if you move here, you can buy a house and pay the same property taxes at the same rate you paid in the state you left. For the average American moving here from a lower tax state, that is a lot of money, and that's a lot of other states, by the way, that have lower rates. That will mean a saving of around $5,000 for the first year you're here. And then it will phase out over 5 years, so you get 5 years worth of property tax cuts when you move here from somewhere else. And by the way, of course, you bring your income tax with you, you support our local businesses, hopefully you buy a lot of PIM brands, you support our stores, right? You become part of our economy. That's how we grow. As part of my tax cut plan, I'll also implement a new family income tax credit for every Jersey middle-class family with kids or seniors or senior parents are taken care of. Right? This family tax credit, again, is for every New Jersey middle-class family with kids or senior parents they're taken care of. That will help ease the burden on their income taxes. As part of this, we will cut income taxes for families in the lowest bracket in half. For those up to the median New Jersey income tax bracket, we will cut income taxes by roughly a quarter. And every New Jersey family with children or elders to support, regardless of income, will see their taxes go down in some way. My tax cut plan also includes extra help for seniors with a new Retire in Jersey incentive. What's that mean? If you're in Jersey and you turn 70 here and you've been here for at least a decade, you'll get a $1,000 credit on your state income taxes. I'm hoping that will help people who are here to stay here and afford to not go to places like North Carolina or Florida or, God forbid, New York. By bringing in new residents and keeping our older ones here, these tax incentives help pay for themselves. For instance, every person from Pennsylvania or New York or Delaware, or an even lower tax state like Hawaii, who qualifies for my Move to Jersey credit will wind up paying as much in income taxes as what we give up in direct property tax revenue. So the credit basically funds itself. That's not counting, of course, the sales tax I mentioned or support for our restaurants and businesses, and other revenue will derive by you being here and living in Jersey. We're doing everything we can to stop the 500,000 people who left Jersey last few years. We need people to come and move to Jersey. We also need to get more good paying jobs here for our families. We can't afford to keep losing jobs. It's killing us. I'll be doing a more in-depth discussion of jobs and economic growth in the coming weeks, but let me give you a little coming attractions. To attract more business here, to move and hire in Jersey, we will be giving a new jobs business tax credit to businesses for each job they bring to our state. Not moving from one part of Jersey to another part. You've got to bring it from another state to Jersey. A new FT, a new full-time employee. But new jobs from elsewhere, by the way, count. New York, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, you name it. The job comes here, you get a tax credit. We need to go after those jobs. I'll be going door to door, by the way, making the strong case of why we're the greatest state. Best educated workforce around. We know it. It's an unbelievable place to live. We love it here, right? Lakes and beaches and everything in between. It is an incredible place to grow up and raise a family, but we got to make it more affordable. So we're going to go door to door, whether you're a life sciences company, a tech startup, or in a financial or high-skilled manufacturing business, or you make gummy vitamins. After all, we have the best educated workers and the perfect location. We also have people commuting to Philadelphia and New York City every day, and let's face it, they'd rather be working locally, be home for their kids' game and family dinner, and avoid the congestion tax and the misery of tolls and traffic that what happens when you commute to New York. I'll encourage every Philadelphia and New York business with Jersey employees to open up a satellite office here or move here altogether, and every innovator to start their business in Jersey. Now, if you're saying to yourself, Josh, it sounds great, but how do you pay for all this? That's exactly the right question to ask. As I mentioned above, I've spent a bunch of time on just that question. If you go to my website at joshforjersey.com, you'll find a thick report, and if you have time to read it, I encourage you to read it and go through all the details. But let me give you a few highlights, because this is a problem we can solve if we put our mind to it, and let me be clear, it's a fiscally responsible plan. Everything is paid for. Here's how we pay for it. First, we can't keep letting New York rob us. They're robbing us blind, especially when it comes to tax revenue. We are leaving nearly $1.5 billion a year on the table from New York people who work in Jersey, even though their office is in New York. They work in Jersey, often from home, and New York goes after every single dollar in income taxes because of it. And we don't, us, Jersey, if you're in New York and you come here and work in Jersey, we barely chase you. New York still wants your tax dollars. We're literally leaving nearly $1.5 billion on the table a year because people work from New Jersey, their office is in New York, and New York demands every nickel of it, and they come after you. So people say, fine, I guess I'll throw my hands up and pay it to New York. If you work from home in Jersey and your main office is in New York, the tax man, again, lays claim on all of your income tax, and Jersey doesn't fight for it. It doesn't make any sense. We will change that. No free Jersey lunch. Let's be honest, from the congestion tax to the Port Authority, New York sticks it to us every chance they get. It's time to strike back at the Empire State. Second, we need to be much better at clawing money back from the federal government of Jersey. We only get about 75 cents for every dollar we send to Washington in Jersey. Rhode Island, which by the way is smaller than us, gets over 48% more than we do in grants for roads, for first responders and the like. That's absurd. It makes no sense. In my district, since I'm in Congress, we're up 357% in what we've clawed back from Washington to Jersey, because we fought for it. We worked with unbelievable local elected officials who've done an amazing job of helping us fight for this in counties and towns, right, and cities. But what happens is when the other states, so that I affectionately call moocher states, steal more of our dollars, right, they benefit when we pay for it. Fighting for what's ours will save us at least $200 million a year, if not more. And we're going to create a new role in Trenton, the clawback czar, who's just focused on getting money back to Jersey instead of going to moocher states or to our neighboring states. Third, we need to make our state government and our 564 municipalities more efficient. We are legendary in Jersey for our bureaucracy, for layers and for everything taking too long, from a permit to fix your house to a license to open a small business. We can streamline things and stop overpaying for things like our state prescription drug program, how much we pay for purchasing goods and services, overlayered permitting and licensing processes, and how we manage things like state vehicles and real estate, outdated technology and other systems, and more. Dozens of other states and even cities and towns have actually looked at this comprehensively and looked at it efficiently, like you would at any business, and said, how can we do this better and save the taxpayers money? That's what we're going to do here. Our state government costs have risen by 46%, as I said, since fiscal year 19. We can certainly find at least 5% in improved efficiencies like other states have. My approach is far from the typical attack that calls everything in government waste, fraud, and abuse, right, as an excuse to kill programs. That's not what this is about. We're all against waste, fraud, and abuse. But my effort is about making government better, providing better services, more efficient services, and to ensure that you're getting your money's worth from your government. My plan will improve our services and protect programs that we value. That's the key. We can do this while protecting the things we care about and that we value and help people afford to live here and look out for other people and our neighbors. Those are our Jersey values. We believe in those. We will protect those, but we could do them more efficiently. Finally, I believe in lower taxes, but I hate tax cheats. Those who skirt the rules are costing their fellow taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars a year in revenues that must be made up through higher taxes to other people. No tax cheats. And as governor, I'll invest in resources we need to analyze, identify, and go after those who owe us what they owe. Now, I get it. There are going to be skeptics out there. The political class that says we can't make Jersey more affordable. They've given up. They've literally thrown up their hands and say, this is impossible. We can't do this. I'm a problem solver with a long record of solving some of the toughest challenges out there. I never have and never will give up on New Jersey. We have an affordability problem. We got to take it on. And I'm the only candidate for governor with a plan to do this, a plan to deliver for Jersey families, actually deliver affordability and lower taxes, and improve the services we depend on. Now, taking on challenges that are impossible are nothing new for me, and solving them, whether that was passing historic gun safety legislation, that was bipartisan, the largest investment to beat climate change, the largest investment ever in 100 years in infrastructure, the bipartisan infrastructure bill, which is now fixing our roads and bridges and building the Gateway train tunnel. And I'm not new to this. Since I ran for Congress in 2016, my signs have said the same thing: lower taxes, Jersey values. And we've done it. Whether it's the child tax credit, or fighting for R&D, we're talking about year after year of doing everything we can to get our costs and taxes down, clawing that money back from Washington. And that's what I'll do as your governor: take on cost, take on taxes. If we work together and aren't afraid to fix what's broken, we can solve this problem. After all, Connecticut cut their income taxes last year. Connecticut, it's right next door. Our neighbors Massachusetts and Pennsylvania have cheaper taxes than we do. That's outrageous and unacceptable. And they don't have half of what we have going on here. The bottom line is it's doable. So to everyone I've talked to in a diner, on a street, at a grocery store, from Hackensack to Camden, who said that Jersey is too damn expensive, I'll leave you with this: help is on the way. I'll be the lower taxes, lower cost governor. We are committed to making life here more affordable. And as governor, we will lower your taxes, put money back in your pockets, grow our economy and improve the services we rely on, and all in a fiscally responsible and paid for way. And I'll do it while protecting our Jersey values. We can solve this problem. We will solve this problem. Again, joshforjersey.com is where you will find all the details. You can read the plan. I urge you to read it. Read the details of our cost cutting and what we're going to do about it. And stand by for our next plan about how we're going to cut costs like childcare. Right? We can do this. We're the greatest state and the greatest country in the world, and if we work together, our best days will be ahead of us. Thanks so much. God bless.